Remember when the Enterprise D glided across your TV like the coolest screensaver in the galaxy? Star Trek. The Next Generation took us on a journey to the 24th century aboard the Federation's flagship, a mission that was part diplomacy, part science experiment, and part what moral crisis are we walking into this week? The series starred Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard, somehow making bald, British, and bookish the most commanding combo in the universe. Jonathan Frakes leaned casually on every piece of furniture as Riker. Brent Spiner gave us the emotionally conflicted android Data. LeVar Burton swapped reading Rainbow for a visor as Geordi LaForge. Marina Sirtis kept everyone's emotions in check as Deanna Troi. Michael Dorn scowled wonderfully as Worf. And Gates McFadden held the ship together as Dr. Beverly Crusher. Launched in first-run syndication in 1987, it aired wherever your local station could squeeze it in, and over 7 seasons and 178 episodes, it became a cultural phenomenon. For many fans, this was their Star Trek. So, buckle up as we beam back aboard the Enterprise D for 15 wild facts you probably didn't know about the Next Generation, from recycled scripts and last-minute casting to office politics and questionable wigs. And before we dive in, hit that like and subscribe button, and share this with a friend who still insists Picard is the best Starfleet captain. Number 15. The bald Captain Gene Roddenberry didn't want. One of the earliest casting controversies wasn't about talent, charisma, or authority. It was about hair. Gene Roddenberry had a specific vision for the next Enterprise captain, essentially Kirk 2.0. Enter Patrick Stewart, bald, English, and Shakespearean. Roddenberry was immediately skeptical. Paramount, however, wasn't ready to give up. They asked Stewart to wear a wig for his final audition. His wife had to FedEx it from London to Los Angeles. Stewart performed a scene with a wig, then without. The executives quietly decided, hire the Englishman, lose the wig. Roddenberry wasn't thrilled initially, but fans loved it, and eventually, even he came around. Number 14. The theme song's messy origins. The iconic TNG opening theme feels timeless. But behind the scenes, it was a patchwork of recycled music. The fanfare was lifted from the original 1960s Star Trek series, while the main march came from Star Trek, the motion picture by Jerry Goldsmith. Dennis McCarthy composed a new theme, polished and professional, but producers scrapped it last minute in favor of the familiar tunes. And that famous whoosh of the Enterprise? That was Alexander Courage himself making the sound with his mouth. To top it off, Roddenberry had quietly written lyrics to the original theme, not for singing, but to claim co-writer royalties, cutting Courage's earnings in half. The result? A messy but majestic theme that still defines the show. Number 13. The transporter was mostly glitter. If you thought the transporter shimmer was advanced CGI, think again. In the late 80s, computers couldn't handle it, so the effects team went analog. They used jars of water filled with glitter, metallic confetti, and even Alka-Seltzer tablets for bubbles. High-intensity light shone through, creating a chaotic, organic shimmer. Actors were filmed separately, then composited with the glitter footage. No two transports were alike. Each shimmer flickered and breathed because it was real. Digital transporter effects didn't arrive until Star Trek, Voyager. Next time someone says energize, remember, it was a snow globe having a very good day. Number 12. TNG was full of leftovers. A surprising chunk of the Next Generation wasn't brand new material. It was borrowed from Star Trek. Phase 2, a canceled late 1970s revival of the original series. Script, sets, and character concepts were repurposed. For example, the Season 2 episode The Child originated as a Phase 2 script about an alien impregnation, but Deanna Troi replaced the original character. The idea for Riker and Troy's ex-lover's tension came from Decker and Ilia. Paramount polished old ideas, swapped characters, and launched them at warp speed. Innovation? More like clever recycling. Number 11. TNG was a galactic thrift store. Budget constraints meant the show reused almost everything. Sets, models, props, all recycled from the original series or early films. The transporter room, for instance, was made from 1960s circular glass pads flipped and mounted above the new transporter deck. Continuity gold was born from frugality, giving the series a subtle visual connection to its predecessor. Number 10. Lore wasn't the plan. Data's evil twin, Lore, almost didn't exist. Early drafts included an android girlfriend, Laura, intended to explore Data's emotional development. Brent Spiner felt it was predictable, so he pitched a more interesting idea, an identical android with all of Data's negative traits. The producers listened. The result: Lore, Data's morally unrestrained brother, and one of the franchise's most memorable recurring villains. Number 9. Robin Williams was written out. The episode A Matter of Time was designed for Robin Williams. He was supposed to play Berlinghoff Rasmussen, a fast-talking 26th century historian who's secretly a con man. Unfortunately, Williams was locked into Spielberg's hook and couldn't commit. Producers pivoted quickly, casting Matt Frewer, best known as Max Headroom. He delivered a quirky, unsettling performance that fit perfectly, proving a Plan B can be just as good. Number 8. Fans could write episodes. Under showrunner Michael Piller, TNG accepted unsolicited scripts from fans. No agents, no credentials, just a script, a release form, and hope. Thousands of submissions were read by a team of 5 full-time readers. One of the show's defining episodes, Yesterday's Enterprise, came from this slush pile. For a while, Star Trek practiced what it preached. The future was open to anyone with an idea. Number 7. The lie that pushed Wil Wheaton off the Enterprise. Wesley Crusher's exit was tied to deception. Wheaton had a chance to act in Milos Forman's Valmont, but TNG producers told him his presence was essential for an upcoming episode. Believing the lie, he turned down the film. In reality, the episode had been rewritten without him. Feeling controlled and betrayed, Wheaton left as a regular in Season 4, returning only occasionally. Number 6. Season 1 was a war zone. The first season of TNG was chaotic. Roddenberry's edict. No personal conflict among main characters. Writers submitted scripts, only to find them rewritten overnight. Around 30 writers passed through in one season. Producer Rick Berman gradually steered the show toward real stakes, tension, and drama, sometimes quietly defying Roddenberry's no-conflict rule, leaving a blindfolded bus on his desk as a cheeky warning. Number 5. Q was added to fill time. Q, one of TNG's most iconic characters, was originally a solution to a timing problem. The pilot encounter at Farpoint wasn't long enough, so Roddenberry added a godlike being to judge humanity. Audiences loved Q, who became a recurring antagonist, evolving from runtime filler to a cosmic stress test for Picard. Number 4. Patrick Stewart didn't unpack for 2 years. Stewart expected TNG to fail. When production started, he lived out of suitcases in a small apartment, assuming cancellation was imminent. As ratings climbed, Stewart finally realized he was in for the long haul, marking a 6-season journey that would cement his place in pop culture history.